One of the 3 Iowa State-affiliated individuals affected by President Trump's travel ban is now back in the United States and at the university.
And a bill was signed that would reduce Iowa State University funding.
And I'll give you an inside look at all things Cyclone sports.
And the weather's a bit chilly out there today, but a warm-up is on the way. We'll have all the details on that and much more coming up. News Watch starts now.
Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your night and week. Stay classy, Cyclones.
Good evening and welcome to this February 2nd edition of News Watch. I'm Mary Khan.
And I'm Courtney Dust. Thanks for joining us.
One of the 3 Iowa State-affiliated individuals affected by President Trump's travel ban is now back in the United States and at the university. A statement released by the university says this individual's return to Ames was delayed by the executive order, but he's now back. The only other information we know about this case is that the man is employed in the College of Engineering at the university. The other 2 people affected by the immigration and refugee ban are still out of this country. Iowa State says one is still pursuing his options, and the other has decided not to come. All 3 people affected are Iranian.
Wednesday morning, Iowa Governor Terry Branstad signed a bill that will reduce Iowa State University funding for the current fiscal year by $8 million. We aren't the only ones, for all 3 of the Iowa Regent Universities higher education is seeing an $18 million reduction. These budget cuts are part of a larger scale state funding reduction. Iowa State President Stephen Leith commented on the funding cut in an interview with the Iowa State Daily. Quote, "We've been fortunate for 5 years. This is the first time we have had to deal with cuts, but we hope this will be a temporary situation."
The Ames Community School District stands by its students and immigrants who are refugees. That's according to a flyer that the district distributed through its schools after the recent executive order concerning refugees and immigrants. The flyer read, "You belong here, regardless of your religious beliefs or nationality." The school's Director of Student Services, Jonas Michael, says Ames is in the top 20 most diverse districts in the state. The Des Moines Public Schools Superintendent also made similar statements in support of its immigrant and refugee students.
Multicultural student organization Hindu Yuva is currently hosting its 3rd annual Yogathon at ISU. The Yogathon is a nationwide sun salutation yoga campaign that is aimed to inform people about yoga and its benefits. At ISU, it is mainly targeted at students. Sun salutation is a sequence of 10 postures for the physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of the body. The 15-day campaign, which began on January 21st, offers 1 yoga session each day in different locations. On the final day of the campaign, which is February 4th, Hindu Yuva will host a large yogathon event featuring recreation services and the yoga club. It will take place from 11:15 in the morning to 12:45 on the East Basketball Court in State Gym.
Renowned author Ta-Nehisi Coates packed the MU Monday night. More than 1,000 students and community members filled the Great Hall to the sunroom, wall to wall, to see him speak. Coates spoke about the Black experience, the recent election, Black Lives Matter, and more. Coates rose to prominence after his 2016 novel, Between the World and Me. His Pulitzer Prize-winning book is written as a letter to his son. It's about being Black in the United States.
The annual Iowa State Fashion Show is coming up, and this year it's looking a bit different. This year's theme is named Altered Aspects, which takes on a neon and geometric look. A geometric theme has not been done since 2011. The show's trademark t-shirt logo will also be changed for the first time in the fashion show's existence. Quote, "We really wanted to mix things up and incorporate a new design that would be interesting and different from what people already have," said Maggie Anderson, one of the outreach producers of the fashion show. With the different design of the t-shirt, the fashion show team is hoping to have an increase in sales because it is different from what they have ever done.
The bill to defend Planned Parenthood of state funding will move from the Iowa Senate to the Iowa House.
Stay tuned to see how the Senate voted. You're watching News Watch.
Welcome back. The bill to defend Planned Parenthood of state funding will move from the state Senate to the Iowa House. Today, the Senate approved the bill. All 29 Republican senators voted in favor, 1 independent joined them, and the Senate Democrats unanimously voted no. The House is expected to pass the measure to strip funding from any clinic that provides abortions. Governor Terry Branstad has indicated he will sign the bill. Democrats and critics of the legislation note that the state law already prohibits money from funding abortion procedures.
Lincoln Highway is becoming a hotspot for tourism in Iowa. A new corridor management plan was recently completed with the purpose to bring more attention to the towns that Lincoln Highway touches. Lincoln Highway is Iowa's longest heritage roadway and spans 460 miles from Clinton to Council Bluffs, and it passes right through Story County and Ames. The plan is a long-term outline of sites that include things such as local scenic attractions and historical features, as well as popular events.
Some Iowa Republicans are pushing a bill to curb sanctuary policies in the state. Republicans on a House panel just approved a bill today to do that. The bill specifies post-secondary schools that receive state funding, like Iowa State, will be required to report undocumented immigrants to federal immigration authorities. Dozens of Iowa State students rallied last November asking Iowa State to declare itself a sanctuary campus. Not too long ago, on January 25th, President Trump signed an executive order threatening to withhold federal funding from sanctuary cities.
A church deacon was assaulted with a butcher knife this morning at the St. Augustine Catholic Church in Des Moines. A woman is in custody after leaving lacerations to the face and hands of the 89-year-old deacon Joseph Cohn. The woman, 31-year-old Ashley Eckhart, was charged with willful injury, which is a Class C felony. The deacon was brought to Mercy Medical Center for treatment, and the investigation is ongoing.
And now we are joined at the desk by Zach. Zach, what's going on in the world of Cyclone sports?
Well, after the break, I'll give you all news regarding Cyclone sports and some other Big 12 action. Tune in. You're watching News Watch. The Iowa State men's basketball team missed out on another opportunity to pick up a quality win Tuesday night when they welcomed the 7th-ranked West Virginia Mountaineers to Hilton Coliseum. The Cyclones battled early and only trailed the Mountaineers 44-40 at the half. The West Virginia defense, known for its hectic pressure and press, was too much for the Cyclones in the second half, and they pulled away to win 85-72, the largest home loss for the Cyclones since 2009. Iowa State was led by sharpshooting senior Matt Thomas, who scored 19 points and was 5 for 6 from behind the arc. As a team, however, Iowa State only shot 39% from the field, compared to West Virginia's 48%. The Cyclones still have opportunities to pick up a big win to build their NCAA tournament resume, but are running out of time. They'll travel to Lawrence, Kansas Saturday to play the 3rd-ranked Kansas Jayhawks at 1 p.m. In other Big 12 action, the 3rd-ranked Kansas Jayhawks played host to the 2nd-ranked Baylor Bears in a back-and-forth showdown Wednesday night with first place in the Big 12 standings on the line. The 20-1 Bears gave the 19-2 Jayhawks all they could handle in the first half and held on to a 34-28 lead at the break. The game remained close the rest of the way and was tied at 64 with just 3 minutes to play. The Jayhawks finished strong, however, and won the game 73-68. Jonathan Motley led the Baylor Bears with 16 points and 10 boards, while freshman Josh Jackson led the way for the Jayhawks with 23 points and 11 rebounds. Both teams are looking like their Final Four bound, especially Kansas, who just came off a 79-73 victory at 8th-ranked Kentucky. Iowa State still has a game remaining with both teams. The Iowa State women's basketball team had their hands full Wednesday night when they took on the 2nd-ranked Baylor Bears at Hilton Coliseum. Like the men's team, the women kept it close in the first half and only trailed the Bears by 7 points. Jada Buckley was to credit for the very competitive first half, scoring 13 points, while no one else on the Cyclones team had more than 4. The very long and athletic Baylor Bears took over in the second half, proving why they're considered the 2nd-best team in the country, winning the third quarter 21-6 and eventually pulling away to an 83-52 win. Baylor shot 49% from the field, while holding the Cyclones to only 36%. Iowa State hits the road Sunday to face off with the 22nd-ranked West Virginia Mountaineers at 11 a.m. The Iowa State gymnastics team scored a season-high 196.26 points in their meet Sunday, defeating Texas Women's College on the road. The score is the highest they've received since their regional competition in 2014. The Cyclones also tied for their 4th highest balance beam score in school history. They were led by junior Haley Young, who earned a career-high 9.925 rating, and freshman Cassandra Diaz, who scored a 9.90 in the event, the first freshman to do so since Young achieved it in 2014. The Cyclones will return home to compete Friday at 6:30 p.m. versus Centenary in southeast Missouri. Boy, it's been so cold lately. Is this cold weather supposed to stick around, Zane?
Yeah, that's right, Zach. It has been pretty cold out there. Our highs today were in the 20s, but our big issue is the wind, which is, as you can see, is pushing these clouds off to the south, and our clouds and radar behind us. We do have one more cold evening and another cold day coming up, but there is a warm-up when we get into the weekend, and next week we'll time things out right after this. Welcome back to News Watch. Right now here in Ames, we're sitting at 18 degrees outside under clear skies, and our winds are from the northwest-northwest at 8 miles an hour right now. If you look at our temperatures across the state, however, up in Mason City, only at 9 degrees right now, 20 degrees down in Des Moines. In the city, it's warmer there, plus they're further to the south, so it's not quite as chilly down there. Part of the reason you can see they're so cold off to the north is the clouds have moved off over there, so they're starting to cool off faster. And there's that cloud cover we had earlier in the day starting to push off to the south as we move through the evening. So if we look at Futurecast, we're going to start off here tonight at 8 o'clock, right about now. You can see those clouds. It's not doing a great job modeling that right now, but those are starting to push off to the south, and then we put this thing in motion. There's a little weak area of snowfall that's pushing off the higher elevations of the eastern Rockies that's going to kind of die off as it moves towards the Midwest tonight. And so we're just going to see another wave of cloud cover move through overnight, start to see more clearing in the early morning hours tomorrow as that area of high pressure pushes across the state and brings us some colder and drier air as we move through tomorrow. And then another little weak system pushes along through Friday night into Saturday morning. That'll just bring us another round of clouds as we get into the early part of your weekend. So lows tonight out across the state sink down into the single digits, 7 degrees in Mason City, 11 in Fort Dodge, 14 in Des Moines. Areas to the north will get much colder because they've got more snowpack up there, and they still have those they'll have more clear skies as we move through the night. Highs tomorrow get up into the low 20s north of Highway 20 where that snowpack still is. They still got a lot more snow up to the northern parts of the state, and then down south, Des Moines will get to 29 degrees. Areas to the south might push into the lower 30s. So tonight here in Ames, 13 degrees, increasing clouds as we get through the evening hours, but our wind chills will be sinking down into the single digits with those northwest winds from 5 to 10. As we get into tomorrow, high at 27, gradual clearing, but it will be still it'll feel bitterly cold out there because of those northwest winds as that area of high pressure moves in. We work our way into the weekend. Our winds switch out of the southwest on Saturday, bring us up to 37 degrees. Pretty much the same on Sunday. We break into the 40s on Monday, and then as we get into next week, though, we got another colder air mass that moves its way in, but still no snow chances. We stick around with us. We got much more News Watch coming up.
Known for dropping unexpected surprises on her audience, Beyoncé has announced to the world she's pregnant with twins. The Grammy Award-winning singer made the announcement after posting Birth of Venus-inspired maternity photos on her Instagram page. This news comes as Beyoncé is rumored to perform at this year's Grammys, as well as accept awards for her 9 nominations on February 12th. The photos caused quite the sensation on the internet, with fans congratulating the singer on her pregnancy. Complete with a golden veil on her head, the multi-platinum singer and her husband Jay-Z and their first child, Blue Ivy, are likely to welcome the new additions to their family later this summer.
So, football fans will no longer have to tune into cable TV to see their favorite teams battle it out on the field, and that's thanks to Fox Sports Company and video streaming giant Roku. Fox Sports has launched an app on the Roku platform that will allow viewers to watch Sunday's festivities as if they're watching a show on Netflix. Besides allowing users to rewind and freeze frame scenes, the app will also allow viewers to see the game from the viewpoint of any player on the field, making this a go-to on game day.
It was as if a New York elementary school librarian threw on her cape and grabbed her magnifying glasses when she played detective for a little girl who was punished for an action she did not commit. Jennifer Lacapelli made headlines this week after helping a student in her school find the culprits who added inappropriate content to the student's homework assignment. The student had been grounded by her parents, but insisted she did not write the vulgar language. By reviewing the library's camera footage and checking the sign-in records, Lacopelli was able to find the people responsible. The culprits were suspended, and the student's punishment has since been lifted.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of News Watch.
Stay tuned next Tuesday for more news, weather, and sports.
Have a great night, Ames.